Firstly, a lot of thanks, a lot of love to all my professors, because I am here and I am being able to do whatever I've always wanted to do, because I always had the right guidance, the right mentorship, and honestly, a lot of love from a lot of faculty at Amrita. So a heartfelt thank you to Amrita and the faculty. On my journey, it's very interesting. I come from a background where a lot of women in my family have not worked. And when I got the platform, say, go study, go fulfill your dreams, it's not something I ever took for granted. It's been a privilege that I've gotten from my family. My family hails from Haryana, and we are settled in Kerala, and we are one of the few women in the family who are actually working. A lot of fire actually comes from there. I truly love what I do, and I'm one of the fortunate ones who figured pretty early in life what is it that I love, and I clearly knew what I don't love, and I think it's a rare combination, and truly a blessing, because I truly believe that everybody works very hard, but the ones who succeed are extremely consistent at what they want, really want what they want, and have the blessings of a lot of people and guidance from a lot of people to truly be successful and achieve what they want. And I'm extremely fortunate, and thank you to everybody, and please keep me in your blessings and prayers. I have a slightly different POV on this. I don't think tech is supposed to understand consumers. People have to understand consumers. Marketeers have to understand consumers, because people trust people. Consumers trust the people behind the brands and not a machine. The machine is here today. It was internet, it was tech, it's been a lot of things, and now AI. They are enabling us marketeers to do our job better, to be able to more effectively understand consumers. But the core of marketing, which is inciting, building consumer love, those processes in my head are still extremely human, driven by very human marketeers. So AI can help you do this job better at scale, but it cannot do it alone. And I don't think AI is there. Maybe it'll reach there someday. But I always believe, and I will continue to believe, that without humans, marketing is not going to be a function with any sort of consumer or brand love in it. The book itself has been a journey. I've been writing it for now over a year and a half, and by God's grace, I was able to publish it. I know a lot of friends who write, but for whatever reason, the book doesn't get published. So I'm extremely thankful that it got published. The single biggest motivating factor behind writing the book was that it is not easy for a lot of people to get what they want. I mean, I could want a lot of things. And there is this ad, it's very interesting. I relate to it beautifully. It was a Tata ad, Isko laga dala to life jinga lala. And there was this statement sometime made saying, Aapne pucha nahi, to aapko mila nahi. There's a 50-50% chance when you swap a coin to get a heads or a tails. But until you toss the coin, you get nothing. And until you ask somebody for something, the answer is always a no. The moment you ask, it's at least a 50% yes. You're losing out opportunity for that 50% yes every time when you decide to stay quiet, or decide to compromise, or let somebody else take the opportunity which technically was yours because the other person was just more forthcoming than you are. It is a very simple message that I want to land, and this is agnostic of gender. You have to really believe in yourself, because the world is not a fair place. You have to understand that it'll never be fair, and somebody else will always have the edge, and you have to fight for yourself first. You have to put yourself first. You have to love and believe in yourself the most. And when that happens, you get the confidence to ask for something. So one of the most difficult things to your second part of the question was asking for, and I don't know how to put this, was asking for the job that I took up when I had my second child. When I had Aryan, I took on a global role which involved a lot of travel. I knew I will sacrifice being with him as a mother in his early days, and it was not easy. But I also believe that true success can come when you're willing to put in some sacrifices. You don't gain anything served on a platter. There are a lot of good people out there. I'm sure there are more talented people than me, but I wanted it more than anybody else in the room, and so I got it. But it was not easy. So I also want to land that sometimes wanting to be successful comes at a cost. And if you read the autobiographies of most leaders, they all have a story of absolute consistency, sincere discipline, and at some level letting go of something to be able to get something, and figuring out what gives you more happiness. That's extremely crucial and critical. So the single most important thing that I look at when I'm hiring is attitude, because I believe that skills can be taught, but attitude cannot be taught. I'm looking for extremely hungry, extremely passionate kids who are willing to put in the effort, who have a certain dream, a certain vision, some level of clarity. The skills are more easier to teach, and that investment I'm happy to make as a leader, because that's really part of my role, saying how do I grow people who work with me, who are part of my team, and therefore I will always focus on attitude.